Good evening. Tonight, I would like to speak about English pronunciations a little bit. Is this important? Yes, it's important. You need to take it seriously? No, you don't need to take it seriously when we talk about English pronunciation or whenever that you want to speak English. You don't need to take it seriously. Why? You know what? I have been watching international television program, for example, Al Jazeera, France 24, CNA from Singapore, and DWTV, and also BBC, for example, and also NHK from Japan. Particularly in a program that the television invites people and expert from from overseas, for example from South America, from Egypt, from Iran, from United States, from Australia, from Vietnam, from Singapore, from Brazil, from Puerto Rico, from India. So what I'm going to tell you is, if you watch this kind of debate program or interview program, you will see the pronunciations, particularly the accents, is totally different from each other. Particularly, even the native speaker. They are the country that we call Five Eye. Five Eye is a country that, when we speak about the Five Eye country, it refers to international relationship or international geopolitics. The Five Eye country in the world is the country that speak English, use English at their mother tongue language. But they are United States, Canada, um, England, and also Australia and New Zealand. This is Five Eye country. So they are strongest allies to each other. So let's go back to the television program that they invited different nationality, and they start to interview, or people start to talking to each other with different accents. And so you you don't need to you don't need to speak, and you don't need to try to make your accents like the native speaker, like the people from the Five Eye country that I just mentioned to you. But if you are able to do that, I think is extremely good for yourself. It will be benefits for you. What the most benefits is just it will make more easier for people understanding. But it doesn't mean that the person who doesn't speak with with different accents from the native speaker, it doesn't mean that they cannot communicate. When I say that, if you speak English like the American people, it will be good for you, because you know of course the native speaker, they are the standard. And also the other nationality who study English, it's you know they don't they most of them, I think, they are not able to to develop their English skill up to 100% like the native speaker. Of course, it's just impossible for any persons, I guarantee. Impossible, so you don't need to worry about that. So what you need to worry is just pronunciation, but you don't need to worry so much. But pronunciations is far more important than the accents. For some word, if you don't pronounce it is correctly, the people, they don't understand. And for example, the pronunciations of the word work, you will see different accents from different nationality when they start to speak English. For example, work, work. For example, this is the different accents, but the pronunciation is right, I think. So, and then I would like to share my experience a little bit. I think more than 20 years ago, I think 25 years ago, I read the newspaper from from the columnist, the guy that I admire him a lot. He at that column back to 25 years ago, he wrote about the letter that the American people, I'm not sure who is it, I don't want to mention, the foreigner who working in Thailand, he wrote a letter to his bosses in overseas, and he says that we need to make the people in this country, to place, to love to speak English, and make people believe that English is the only knowledge and is only skill that make them look good, and make them understand that English language is a knowledge that will will help them to work for living. But in fact, the country is not able to develop by you know one kind of knowledge, but country will develop from variety of knowledge. For example, uh, in every country we need the artist, we need doctor. There are there are many kind of doctor, and we need the engineer, and we need the programmer, and we need the scientist, and we need the uh, chemical, and we need pharmacist, and we need the literature, we need teacher, we need the people who is expert about economics, educations, who is experts about the logistic communications, electricity. So even the local culture, the country cannot develop just because of you are able to speak English. You look at Philippines, you know how many million of Philippines that they leave the country and go to work overseas. You might think that, oh my god, work overseas, that is cool. But I think that is not cool at all. If your economic in your country is very good, why you need to go to overseas? Because you are able to make money here. You go overseas when you want to go for leisure, and then you go overseas. And also from what I see, the parents today, they don't understand about it. English language is just the channel of knowledge, don't think about something else. Okay, even you don't have any chances from now to to speak with the other persons in English, to have a conversation with the native speaker. But if you are able to write, if you are able to type, to type on your computer, or you are able to read, to listen, that is enough. That's enough, because English language is the channels of knowledge. The purpose of learning the foreign languages is because we want to learn different knowledge. We want to learn more knowledge, because we need to accept that there are many countries that they are better than us in terms of research and development. So that's why we need to study their language, to make sure that we understand deeply about their knowledge or their culture. But the parents today, they pay attention to, oh my god, my children study at international school, he speak English. But ask the parent, is your child know about mathematics? Did your child pay attention to physics? Did your child pay attention to chemical? Did your children pay attention to computer science? Did your child pay attention to literature? If they are just able to speak English, I think that is enough. You should take him out For me, I will not send my child to the private school, but I will send to public.